Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so last night I posted this leak about Shang Chi and Mr. Negative set to join Marvel Contest of Champions. Now, obviously, take everything that is said in this video with a bit of a grain of salt because it is not officially announced. However, the same person who leaked accurately buffs and champion reworks and new champions joining the contest for the last couple of months is also the same person who is leaking this information on the Reddit. Therefore, I do have the, well, relatively large amount of confidence that it is going to be accurate. Otherwise, I wouldn't have posted it, just like I did last month, even though a lot of people were quick to call that fake and inaccurate or whatever. But anyways, so yes, I did post it about 12 hours ago because I was live streaming last night, and as soon as I finished the stream, it is pretty much time to head to bed. Otherwise, my girlfriend would have been mad. Otherwise, I would have recorded a video then and there. But first, let's take a look at Shang-Chi. So Shang-Chi is basically Bruce Lee, kind. His Marvel version of Bruce Lee. He is known to be like the best martial artist on the planet, or if not in the universe. A lot of people do like his storylines, and it is not surprising at all that he's joining Marvel Contest of Champions, considering that he does have a solo movie coming in, and he is likely to play some sort of role in MCU as well. And also the fact that the movie was scheduled to be released already, I believe, at some point last year, if not around this time, but it's delayed due to COVID and everything else, like most of the Marvel titles. But yeah, it's definitely coming. Therefore, it kind of makes sense that he's getting added, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I think he's a cool, interesting character. We are going to hopefully have another very interesting skill champion. Skill class is being buffed to the gills right about now, where they definitely are not considered to be the weakest class in the game, at least not by me. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what kind of kit this guy has, because I personally much more care about champions abilities than what they represent in Marvel, because this game isn't really all that loyal to source materials outside of, let's say, animations and stuff like that. Because yeah, abilities and power levels often are completely skewed and haywired, hence Sentry, hence Silver Surfer, hence Odin and stuff like that. So all in all, I do hope for Shang-Chi that he is hopefully slightly somewhat different from the rest of the skill archetype, because I think currently the game is kind of in a very predetermined mold. So if I would have to close my eyes blindly and say predict what abilities Shang-Chi will have, probably some sort of damage over time effect. If he doesn't have a damage over time effect, then he is likely to have some sort of ability to shrug off debuffs, either ability accuracy reduction or some form of, I don't know, evade prevention or something of the sort. And that's pretty much skill class. Crits, damage over time, shrugging off debuffs, messing with opponent's abilities. So I do hope that they try something a bit different with this character. But then we need to talk about Mr. Negative, who is the second person being leaked. And Mr. Negative also kind of makes sense to appear right next to Shang-Chi, because Mr. Negative's origins are deeply connected with Chinese mafia and triads and things like that. And he has a quite interesting backstory. With Mr. Negative, we do have a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on, where Mr. Negative persona is only one part of Martin Lee, I believe his name is. And interestingly enough, he got his powers at the same time and from the same source as Cloak and Dagger did, and at least one of the storylines with the same experimental medicine. So we had like basically Cloak and Dagger, and Mr. Negative was the third guy who gained the power the same way. And when I said it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation happening, he basically has two personalities. His Martin's personality, who was initially involved with the Chinese mafia but ended up as an illegal immigrant in USA, is relatively kind, nice human being. And then we have Mr. Negative, who is obviously a sociopathic, evil person, and has kind of created his own criminal organization and is ruling the Chinatown, I believe, wherever he's at. And yeah, he's not a cool guy, so he is definitely a villain. Many people probably will recognize him from PlayStation 4 Miles Morales game, I think, where he was the villain. But all in all, when it comes to the class of Mr. Negative, I think there are several possibilities. I wouldn't be surprised if it was science class. It could be something else. I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, he's likely to be portrayed as a villain in this game. But he's quite compelling character, and I do like the way he looks. And his inclusion, once again, I think kind of makes sense. I also think it could be a potential spoiler for Shang-Chi movie, as he might appear in that movie, evidently now, which I was not aware of before. But either way, I think these are decent picks to be added, as both of them are kind of current, are kind of popular. I know that they're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but this Chinese mafia connection that they have, and martial arts background and abilities and stuff, it will be quite interesting. Ability-wise, we can check out his powers. Limited shape-shifting, that would be quite interesting. I don't know how would they implement that. Object empowerment, it's kind of like Gambit stuff, I suppose. And then we have person empowerment, healing touch, and person empowerment, corrupting touch. So could be quite interesting stuff that they can play about with him. I do like that a bit. Mr. Negative state. Mr. Negative has shown superhuman strength, so he has that going for him as well. And yeah, we can see his power levels here as well. But all in all, again, champions selection, I think, in my head is pretty much perfectly fine. I think they are current. I think they are popular. I think they are worthwhile inclusions to Marvel Contest of Champions. I know that they're not going to be everybody's favorites or anything like that, but at the same time, I'm sure plenty of people do have already established fan base for them. The key aspect here, obviously, is going to be whether they are any good, because 2020 so far hasn't really graced us with amazingly useful champions, with Jabari Panther and hopefully Silver Centurion being some of the better ones that actually have come out. We haven't really had a chance to check out Silver Centurion properly yet. But that is about it. Let me know, what do you guys think about these two characters? As I said before, we have Mr. Negative, and here we have Shang-Chi here, which is basically a Bruce Lee. And yeah, last thing, once again, please keep in mind that these are leaks. They might not be accurate. Some things might change, but if this is correct, what is your reaction? What is your opinion about these champions? Are you happy to see them? Are you excited or not? All that being said, I have said what I wanted to say in this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it or found it informative. If you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the cool buttons, and I shall catch you guys soon. See ya! Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information